Okay, so we're on to the last ski area in Scotland, and the Lecht ski area is the most northerly and most easterly of all of the ski areas, um, and so it benefits from that in terms of the cold weather, but it doesn't have an exactly high um, skiable area or altitude. It's 780 meters is the highest you're going to get uh, at this place, and it goes down to about 600 meters. Um, yeah, even a bit lower than that. So there's the map, and this is with the north at the top. And again, like a lot of these other places, it has a road going through it. Um, and I've edited this map to show roughly what it would have been like when they first opened. Um, The resort was opened in 1973 along this northeasterly road, the A939, and was and always has been family run and has French influences. It is well known for being the best place for skiers to learn, so for learners and for beginners, and has a huge area right by the base with lots of magic carpets, handle bar lifts, a rope tow, and Poma lifts deliberately set to run at low speeds, and gentle slopes intended for the beginner skier. The area benefits from cold easterly winds, grassy terrain, doesn't require much snow for skiing to be possible, wind for power generation, and a high voltage line which just conveniently runs over the pass. And the area just offers some chairlift rides during the summer and a cafe for passing motorists, but like Glenshee, gets most of its revenue during the summer months. And the Lecht is on the same road as Glenshee being about 40 miles, 30-40 miles to the south. So a lot of the motorists that come over this pass have already been over one ski road pass before. And this is kind of what the piece map looks like at the current time. So if I toggle between the two, there's been quite a number of additional lifts that have been added. And what's really interesting is that the lift that I don't think anybody thought would be a good plan, which is 13, the Buzzard, which is on a west-facing slope, even slightly to the south, is actually catching a lot of snow on some winters where the other lifts aren't getting as much snow on that side. So I think it proves to always sort of spread stuff out a bit if you can. Following its initial opening, the Lecht did some further development and expansion. In 1987, the Lecht installed the Buzzard Poma, which tends to gather more snow than the east-facing side, talked about, which goes against the general trend in Scotland. This Poma lift opened up more steeper terrain, and the land around a few red runs were left untouched to allow for off-piste skiing options. The Harrier Poma followed in 1989. That's at the far right of that map, and it enabled a black run to be put in and two more red runs, and later on actually a little bit of a terrain park at the top. 1990 brought the connection to the national grid electrical supply. Previous to this, electricity was all generated by noisy diesel generators. This required a substantial substation to be built, as the electric lines passing over the area supplies electric at 400 kVA, and this needed stepping down considerably. With mains electricity, it was possible in 1994 to install some snowmaking at the Lecht, and I'll talk a bit about this later because it is quite an interesting system they have there. In the meantime, I'll look through some photos as a review of when they've not got quite optimal snow conditions. Again, just horrendous, very similar to what we've seen elsewhere. and the lift at the far left there is one that has got snowmaking, so it kind of gets used a bit more than the others. But then sometimes it's nice in the spring. I don't mind actually just skiing on a ribbon of snow that wanders its way through the landscape. And in this photo you can actually see the wind turbine that's there. And this is the buzzard on the other side at the bottom left. And I think which one it is. The Eagle Poma 1 and 2 that's on the top centre photo. Wonderfully looking groomed corduroys there. Fantastic. Bit of an overview of the site on the right there. And in many ways it kind of reminds me a little bit of American ski resorts. When I think of America, I always think of all the runs running parallel to one another up a single slope. And certainly in Austria that's not the case. There's always lots of more angles to the mountain, allowing for very interesting terrain options, and you get a bit confused and you don't quite know where you are sometimes. No, these photos are actually just from a few days ago, so it's been very snowy in the Lecht recently. We are experiencing milder temperatures now, but they've got so much snow it's not going to go away easily, so that's what they have at the moment. Again, from just a few days ago, clearing the road up there, and it was like hard to believe that's an A road, which is like the biggest you can get in England below a motorway, and it's several metres deep in snow. And I think in the early stages they were just using the piston bully to just get the top layer off. And there's a few more there with the main day lodge kind of buried. In 1999 they saw the installation of this lift, which is the Snowy Owl chairlift, which is a triple fixed grip from Poma with a now rather rare type of drive, which is the Delta Type C, and while second hand and now 40 years old, remains reliable and runs whenever it's not too windy. In many ways this drive station really resembles kind of, it's like the predecessor to the Alpha station, and this one has hydraulic tensioning, but I've seen others where they've got a weird superstructure behind it for a counterweight provided by concrete, which just looks odd. The base building was put up in 2003, and in the top centre photo there you can actually see one of the old buildings that used to be in its place, but originally there were many more, and it was like just a scattering of random buildings, with some of them dating back to the 70s that were just all getting rotten and needed to come down. So in 2003 they did what I saw was to be a fantastic move for the Lecht, demolishing of 4 shed-like buildings at the base and replacing them with a 3-storey high base building with big and steep roofs to shed the snow, and holding all the amenities of the resort, including a cafe, a restaurant above it, 2 viewing balconies, ski hire offices and ski school, along with some of the sort of admin officers. The whole area feels now much tidier as a result, and I wish that Glenshire would do something similar for their ski school equipment shop, and then so for their maintenance crew, because it's a bit of a wasteland at Glenshire, if I'm honest, with all these old worn out buildings. Amongst the 6 detachable Poma lifts at the Lecht also exist other types of lifts, including a handlebar lift and a rope tow, and then 2 fixed grip Poma lifts, besides the detachable ones that run at slow speed. And as with the other 4 ski centres, the Lecht has a snowmaking system, arguably the best at the time of writing, because they've long since had water and electric points located around the mountain. So kind of much better, than the other places where they've decided to buy the cannons first and then install the infrastructure to run them. So this place basically has power and water outlets along the whole length of the Eagle 1 and 2 pomas, which you can see at the bottom left, all the way up the magic carpets, both left and right, and then one outlet at the bottom of each individual lift and run. And so yeah, there's quite a lot of them. I did calculate it. I think it was 17 in total outlets, and that's pretty substantial. And they can just use extra extensions for water and power if they want to get one of these cannons moved a bit further up the hill. But since the original system, they had Glenshee, they had 6 Sufarg Super Plus guns, which are all manual, and 4 of them remain, and the others are used as spares. And they've pole mounted 3 of them around the kids' magic carpets, and then put another one at the very top. You can see that in the bottom right photo. And then more recently, they've got a they've got a snow factory like the other places to put outside the base building. I guess it could go somewhere else, but for the moment, that's where they've put it. And that provides snow pretty much with any weather, which is great. And even during the summer, they've had a bit of a go at using it. But then this year, or last year, 2020, they did some crowdfunding to buy 4 TF10s, which they've set up around the mountain, and they just run off the existing power and water supplies that they've upgraded slightly. So that will give them a big boost into the future. And I kind of guess that if they just got a few more of them, there'd be even more snowsure. But it's just ironic that whenever they seem to use snow-making equipment in Scotland, tons of natural snow comes, and whenever they don't, then they're left high and dry and warm and melty. And they've got quite a lot of machines for the area. They've got a piston body 400, a 600, a 300, and a 240D. So they've got way more than they actually need really there, and that's, I guess, good for redundancy. I've got some videos, and then I've got the credits for where I've got all these photos and stuff from, because they just go on forever. I'll let you watch this.
folks. We're at the Lecht 2090, and I think we could safely say this is the best skiing in Scotland just now. They had more fresh snow again last night, so all the runs are open. Well, I say that, they're sort of ploughing and opening stuff as we speak. Other side of the road is just opened up, the chair opened up mid-morning, so they're continuing to get up and running. But in between the groomed runs, we've got wind-blown powder, and the runs themselves are beautiful, fresh, grippy corduroys. So all in all, fantastic day up on the Lecht. See you soon.
So I think that was more just a bit of a confirmation for all the staff that have worked at Glenshea over the years, having fun there. Like everywhere else, it's got a bit of a rich history, and being a family company, everyone seems to be quite well bonded together there. Anyway, this is I guess a list of all the people that have contributed to this presentation. It's taken a good 2 months to put together, and I didn't think it was going to take that long. But anyway, yeah, thanks to all these amazing people that have contributed. And I'll just finish off by showing a little bit of a video, one last video from when Scotland's endured extreme weather in amazing skiing.
I get tired of life. What a world I'm living in. Now I've got it all. I've had enough, I'm giving in. The sun is shining, melting the clouds away. Got me some blue sky action. I'm breathing today. I know I'm burning. This is my final day. I'm gonna go out smiling, a king for a day. A king for a day. Stuck in this toxic town. It really takes my breath away. It's either leave or drown. I'm on a blue sky getaway. The sun is shining, melting the clouds away. Got me some blue sky action, a king for a day. A king for a day. The sun is shining, melting the clouds away. Got me some blue sky action,
taking me higher than I've ever been before. I'm holding it back, just wanna shout out, give me more. You're just a hideaway, you're just a feeling. You let my heart escape beyond the meaning. Don't even I can find a way to stop the storm. Oh baby, it's out of my control, what's going on? But you're just a chance I take to keep on dreaming. You're just another day that keeps me breathing. Baby, I love the way that there's nothing short. Baby, don't stop me, hide away with me some more.
Marshall. Bringing me higher than I've ever been before. I'm holding it back, just wanna shout out, give me more. But you're just a hideaway, you're just a feeling. You let my heart escape beyond the meaning. Not even I can find